Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and Joe Biden just made a complete mockery of himself in front of the world. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. You know, in a certain way, I feel sorry for Joe Biden. I feel like he's propped up by people who are more interested in their own power and their own ambitions, including, well, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. But you know who I'm including. I think they're more concerned about their own ambitions and power than they are in this man, who is, in my opinion, blatantly going through mental decline. I don't want to give a medical diagnosis. I'm not a doctor. I mean, you guys can judge for yourself. But in this particular speech, the former president's talking about a meeting that he had with the French president. Now, the French president he had the meeting with was Emmanuel Macron, but that's not what he said. No, he named a president who hasn't been president in nearly 2 decades and is dead and has been dead. So either Biden made another huge gaffe, or he had a conversation with a dead person for who knows how long, and I'd like to be a fly on the wall for that conversation to hear what was said. You know, it's no wonder Trump wants to debate Biden now, because you want to exploit this. You want to show people, not even exploit, but showcase this to people. This is what you're voting for. A guy who either, is still with it, or a guy who, in my opinion, is suffering a serious mental decline that I think the people around him, if they love him, should say, look, we got to stop this. We got to put somebody else in there as a Democrat nominee. We got to stop this. Now, in an interview previous, Trump said he thinks that's going to happen. And a lot of people still believe that's going to happen, even as Biden is winning primary after primary and, will coast to the nomination unless he decides he doesn't want to do it. I want you to listen to this speech by Joe Biden, and then I want you to tell me what you think the American people are going to think if he stands toe-to-toe with Trump on a debate stage and makes these mistakes. So please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. I'm Carmine Sabia for Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.
Right after I was elected, I went to what they call a G7 meeting, all the NATO leaders. I was in south of England. And I sat down and I said, America's back. And Mitterrand from France looked at me and said, how long you back for? And I looked at him, and the Chancellor of Germany said, what would you say, Mr. President, if you picked up the paper tomorrow in the London Times, and the London Times said, 1,000 people break through the House of Commons, break down the doors, 2 bodies are killed in order to stop the election of the Prime Minister. What would you say? I never thought about it from that perspective. What would we say if that happened in another democracy around the world? And the whole world watched. The whole world watched. And what's going on? Well, guess what? It's not going to happen. You know what's going to happen if he loses. He's going to lose. This guy has an interesting vocabulary. He calls immigrants vermin, poison the blood of the